It's the show that creates happy memories every week. It's the Mike Sasson Show, live at 8 p.m. on Monday, not Tuesday because our lives got in the way, but we're going to be broadcasting right now for the next hour or so here from the beautiful Mr. Small's Theater Studios in beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania. I, of course, am your host, Mike Sasson. I named the show after me because I'm just that kind of narcissist. But guess who also is here? The producer, the greatest producer in the history of internet radio. Of course, it's Alex Clement. She's here, and you're watching us on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
You're watching us on YouTube after the fact. You're listening to us either on riversedgepgh.com, probably on Tuesday, or you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio on Tuesday, or after the fact, you're listening to us on SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes. Today, we're going to be discussing the fact that, again, it was my little niece Mia's third birthday this past weekend, and it made me kind of figure out, about childhood memories, because it got me kind of thinking that, you know what? She's on the cusp of remembering these things right now, because I have another niece who's going to be entering first grade, aka the big time. And so I want to be talking about that. Also, to be talking about that the fashionistas have gotten together and have said that it's official. Boobs are back.
Yeah.
It used to be butts. Butts are now out. If you've got a butt implant,
I don't think that they're out.
Well, I mean,
just like boobs were never out.
Yeah, but no,
they weren't.
According to fashion experts, Alex, and you can't tell me that fashion experts are ever wrong. They claim officially that boobs are back.
Okay.
Plus, we're going to be talking with Rob Speer. He's got a new show here on the River's Edge. Going to be a cool interview show. He's going to tell us all about it. Plus, we're going to be talking about a drunk dentist in Mars, Pennsylvania, giving you the lowdown on that. Also, wonderful things that happen to all of us, including if you've ever had sex with Usher, it's time to sue. It's time to call Edgar Snyder. It's time to call somebody, because guess what? He's signing checks, and it's time to start paying up. Again, you're listening to the River's Edge here in beautiful Millvale, Pennsylvania. It's after 8 p.m. Normally we're morning people. Now we're evening people. How do you feel about the energy right now, Alex? Are you up? Are you more into it? Is it something to where like the nighttime? Do you think it's going to make it a little weirder? What's the deal?
The nighttime makes it weirder?
The nighttime, the moon. It's the time when the drunken melees occur. This is when the animals go unleashed. This is that time. Normally 9 a.m. That's when people are at work. That's when the
I
good
think I'll
people.
be the same.
You feel the same?
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
No.
I feel.
I still have coffee.
You still have coffee.
It's just basically the amount of energy I have in the morning too.
I feel weird. I just feel it's going to be a weird show. I'm looking forward to it because I always feel weird shows are at least memorable. Those are the type of things that become memorable. And speaking of memories, as I mentioned before, my niece Mia, show a picture of Mia. By the way, it's maybe, I'm going to say it. I'm a large man. I can say it. The cutest picture maybe in the history of cute pictures. This is Mia celebrating her third birthday. She's looking at her cake. She's just as excited as you could ever be.
She really is.
I mean, like, she's pumped up that she gets to eat cake. And she wanted a Trolls-themed birthday.
Yes, because she's awesome.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. So that was the only thing I learned. Like, obviously, I don't go toy shopping a ton. So I asked my brother, I go, okay, what do I get her? Because I remember when it was Carly, her older sister, everything was Frozen. Everything was about the movie Frozen. Now Mia is into Shimmer and Shine and is into Trolls. So those were the two things that we got. My mom got her Shimmer and Shine stuff. I got her Troll stuff.
I don't even know what Shimmer and Shine is.
It's two genies that grant wishes, and that's the extent of the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I guess
that sounds super awesome.
Yeah, it's on Nickelodeon. And this is a quote from my sister-in-law and their mom. It goes, Mike, Mia would watch a giant poop on television if it was on Nickelodeon. That was her exact words. So just so you understand the level of TV that our children are watching. What did you watch back in the day when you were
not giant poop?
Not giant poop?
Surprisingly.
If giant poop was on back in the day, because you do have kind of a poop fetish, would you have watched it? You're big into poop.
Yeah, but don't say that I have a poop fetish.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you have like a thing for you have an interest in poop.
Yeah, but a poop fetish is a completely different thing.
I'm not
than
saying
my
you're into
love
like
of poop.
I know okay. You love pooping, not necessarily poop.
I don't actually love pooping.
You
I don't know.
One of the defining characteristics of your like personality is how much you look forward to your poops.
I look forward to everything surrounding it.
Really? What surrounds it?
Like I like the time that I get to spend alone. You know, it's a nice like half an hour I get to spend by myself. That's how long it takes.
Now, when you
Just
have
so
to,
you know.
now when you let me ask you a question. When you have to rush it, like you're out and about,
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
It's a half hour, no matter if you're making.
I don't. I also don't poop in public.
Really?
Yeah.
Even at work?
No.
You've never pooped at work?
Well, I have, but when no one's there, like after everyone leaves. Don't tell anyone that though. I don't want them to know.
One of the things that I pride myself on is I definitely take giant craps when at my job because I view it as like breaks that they can't ever because no one's ever going to sit
That's
there and
what everyone says. Like, oh, you get paid to poop, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to do it. And our bathroom is in a place where like everyone can hear me. You know, there's like people are literally right outside of the bathroom. I can't do that.
I'll be honest with you. First off, any place I've always worked, you always try to find, there's the going number 1 bathroom and then there's the number 2 bathroom. There's the bathroom that,
Right, the number 2 is farther away
Exactly.
and there's not people there. I don't have that privilege. We
Really?
have 1 bathroom.
See, I would say downtown you've got to find, you should go into another building. You should find.
I have gone into the Y before
Really?
to do that, yeah.
I have a friend up in New York that joined the Sports Club of New York or whatever. It's like a chain of health clubs in New York, specifically that she has a place to go to the bathroom in Manhattan when she needs to.
Aw.
Because she'll sit there, and she doesn't even work out that much, but she'll sit there and be like, okay, I got to take a dump. And then she'll find one.
She says it just like that. Too.
Exactly.
I gotta take a dump.
She talks like a trucker. Yeah, she's like, I got to take a big old poop. Anyways, so I think that's kind of smart to have like your designated craps. Like when I worked at Sears, I had my own like ritual with it. Like it was something to where, okay, I'm going to eat now and then I'm going to go to the bathroom. Like one of the things that always upset me was if I had to go to the bathroom too early in my shift and I knew that was the time. Because what I really like to do was if I get an 8-hour day,
okay,
I would want to take my lunch break at around 5 hours. So then I come back at about 5.5 hours, and then I wait another like half hour. Then I take my half-hour poop break.
Wait, you get a half an hour lunch break and a half an hour poop break?
Well, I give myself an half-hour poop break because like no one can say anything.
That?
Well, no one can say anything. That's what's great about poop breaks. Someone says, hey, where's Mike? And you come back and like, I was in the bathroom. They can't say, Rrr. No, they're like, okay, you're in the bathroom. So that's one of the great things about going to the bathroom. No one says anything because it's a great excuse to just get off the floor and not talk to anybody.
How do we even start talking about this?
Because we were talking about, I don't know. Anyways, talking about my niece Mia.
Yeah, that's what we're.
One of the things that
She's
that
a piece
gets
of poop.
Yeah, she liked poops. That she liked TV shows about poop. Anyways, one of the things that is getting to me about my younger nieces and nephews. Now I have nieces and nephews.
Aw.
Is they're gonna remember these things now, because I was thinking.
Are they?
Well, like okay, what's your earliest memory?
I honestly I don't know.
Like, go back in your own memory. What do you think is
like? I honestly think that my first, like one of my first ones, I wouldn't be until like 7. See, I think the thing that confuses me the most is that some of my memories, it's like, is this an actual memory of mine, or is it just because I've looked at pictures so much?
See, I would say that I was thinking about this earlier today. My earliest memory was. I remember it was Saturday morning because it was back when there were still Saturday morning cartoons. And Reagan had just gotten shot. So it shows you how long this ago was. This is like 1981. Okay? Reagan had just gotten shot. He lived. And so I remember he was in a red sweater and he was going home. And so they didn't show Saturday morning cartoons. And so I was really super pissed at the president. Like I was really mad, and that's my earliest memory. I lived in Rockledge, Florida. I remember sitting in front of my television, which was one of those old school big wooden televisions that probably weighed like 6 tons, that literally lasted until about a year and a half ago. And I remember sitting there like on my knee, like you like how you when you're a little kid, you sit like a foot away from the screen and you're like on your knees and you're like your ankles are underneath you, it's like your chair, and you're just sitting like with your feet. And I remember watching the president go home and there's no cartoons on and being so pissed at the president.
You even care about the president?
I was figuring he was fine. I don't even think I
Wait, how old were you? I missed that part.
Okay, so if it's 1981, I would have been 5 or 6.
Oh my God, now you told everyone your age.
I'm 40. I already told people this. But that's my earliest memories.
See,
So
that's the thing with me is like I can't even remember what my earliest memory would be.
do you think that there's like something wrong with you, or do you just choose not to care?
I care a lot about the fact that I can't remember anything.
Like have you gone to like doctors and figured this out, or do you want to go to a
No.
neurologist? Is there anybody watching the show that might have like an MRI machine in their garage?
What the hell? I don't want to go to that.
Okay, you don't want to find out there's problems?
No, I don't want to go to someone's MRI in their garage.
Yeah, there's somebody who like maybe just does
That's
MRIs
scary
on
as
the
shit.
side.
I don't even want to do an MRI like normally, let alone in someone's garage.
Have you ever had someone give you an MRI?
No.
Okay. I made it sound like a sexual thing.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever given someone an MRI?
MRI, yeah.
Here, clean up afterwards.
Ew.
Okay. So I've come up with a few questions. Okay. Just about our childhood memories.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Let's see if I can answer any of them.
Okay. What was your first? I already said you don't even know your earliest memory. Your earliest memory was like earlier today. That was your earliest
Yeah.
memory. You sold a T-shirt to somebody named Steve. That was your earliest memory. Okay. What was the first sporting event you ever attended?
Like actual sporting event, like not like
Not like your sister's baseball game, but
Okay.
like a
Oh.
professional sporting event.
Oh, definitely a Steelers game then, because
Okay.
we've been going to Steelers games forever.
Old Three Rivers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you remember the team? Do you remember who you were watching?
Oh no! Oh my God, no! I don't even. I'm assuming that that's a memory. I'm assuming that I was there.
My earliest, my first sporting event was a Penguin game against the Philadelphia Flyers. It was prior to Mario Lemieux. That's how early it was. It was
Holy shit.
1983. And my first baseball game was that next year in the spring when they played the Dodgers and they lost. The Pirates lost, and I cried on the way home because I didn't know that there was a possibility that the team I was cheering for would lose.
Ugh.
And then my first football game I ever went to was a Steelers versus the Los Angeles Rams game. And I remember this distinctly. My dad handed me the program, and it had Eric Dickerson on it. And he says, you should save that. That guy's really, really good. And he was. Eric Dickerson that year set the NFL rushing record. And I kept that program until I was like 14 years old. Until I just lost it because it was, 14 years old.
So I thought that my hearing was going.
Uh-huh.
Because I couldn't hear very well
Yeah.
just now, but my headphones weren't plugged in all the way.
Yeah,
Maybe you shouldn't have me as a producer.
You were scaring me because if you were watching on Facebook Live, you kept on putting in the white earphones because I kept on sitting there.
I thought that sometimes when your ears they're about to pop and so you can't hear very well.
Okay.
And you just yawn and then that fixes it. I
Okay.
thought that was the problem, so I tried
I
yawning.
thought that we were
instead.
losing. I thought we didn't have any audio on Facebook Live, and I was scared.
Oh no, it's just me.
Oh, okay.
It's
It was
just my hearing.
Okay, so your
Go
first
ahead,
sporting
continue.
event was a Steeler game. You don't remember it. I remember a lot of other things. Okay, first record or CD or tape you ever bought with your own money. Not bought for you, but you bought.
I'm gonna assume it was probably maybe Cher.
Cher, and where'd you buy it?
No idea.
No idea.
No.
Okay.
I remember that. Remember that being a CD that I had for a long time.
Was it the Believe CD?
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the Believe CD.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I ever bought for myself. I got tapes. I remember I got We Are the World for my communion. I really did. I got
Yeah.
We Are the World and the Ghostbusters theme for my first communion. But the first one that I ever bought by myself was in Midland, Texas. I bought it at a NRM or whatever, a record store, a Sam Goody, and it was Motley Crue Theater of Pain because it had Home Sweet Home on it, and it had the sticker that said this is parental warning. And so I thought I was a bigger guy because I was in third grade and I was 5'5" or whatever.
And so I walked in and I put the tape down. It was a tape. And I said, oh, here's the money. And the guy, again, 14-year-old kid, didn't care. Boom, he got it. And I felt so super cool because I bought Motley Crue Theater of Pain, and I didn't have to have like my mom buy it for me or anything. So that was my first one that I did. So
Yeah, mine was probably either like Cher or like Britney Spears or something.
Cher, Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's about your. Yeah, it's fair. What was your first job?
Well, I don't consider babysitting a real job.
Okay, but the first time you like received a check from a place.
Paycheck. Yeah, I worked at a restaurant called Pozzo in Mount Lebanon.
Okay.
I was a hostess.
You were a hostess.
With the mostess.
With the mostess.
Yes.
How'd you get the gig?
My sister had previously worked there,
Okay.
and my dad knew the owners. My brother actually worked there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What type of food?
Italian.
Good stuff?
Yeah.
All
oh
right.
my God, good.
Still around?
I actually think it closed. It closed while I was working there, and then they reopened it like 2 years ago, and then I think it closed again.
Okay. So if you ever need a gig, maybe you can go back to that. My first job was I was a caddy at the Pittsburgh Field Club.
I can see that.
I was 14 years old, and the big deal with that was I would only carry one bag, and they always wanted me to carry two because I was a bigger guy.
You're buff.
So they're like, you should carry two bags. But the thing is, like, yeah, I was a bigger 14-year-old, but I was still a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah, and you don't want to die at the end of the day.
And also, I didn't want to, like, you know, when you're at the Pittsburgh Field Club, it's a bunch of, like, doctors and executives, and it didn't matter if you were 14 years old. If they were paying you $25, you were, like, not screwing up. And it was your job to, like, not lose the ball. Like, I remember one time I had this, like, just mean old doctor that he shot the ball, and he sucked at golf. And so he shot this ball into the woods, and so we went into the woods to try to find it, and he kept yelling at me. He's like, your job is to know where the ball goes, and I'm going to take this out of your pay. And I'm like, if it would have been me now, I'd been like, dude, the ball is in the water. You suck. It had nothing to do with me losing it. It went into the woods. I don't have the ability to look like through bushes, dude. You just suck.
That's why I would never want someone to caddy for me, because I'm sure that they'd have to. I wouldn't get mad at them, but I'm sure that my ball would end up in the water like more than it ended up on the.
Yeah,
green.
I mean, if you're that bad at it, yeah, you don't usually get caddies. You get caddies. It's like it's an experience. You want the old school caddy. You want the caddy that like tells you the history of the place and works there and smokes like 10 packs of cigarettes an hour and those type of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who you want. Like you pay extra for that guy. Like you can't just get that guy. You got to make sure that you you give the caddy master a little bit more if you want to get Chuck or whatever his name was.
Chuck.
All right. And have you lived anywhere else besides Pittsburgh?
No.
This is it.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Was born in Atlanta. I lived in South Carolina.
You're not a
I've
true
lived
Pittsburghian.
in Orlando. I think I am because I have chosen to live here. I lived in Orlando. I lived in Pittsburgh. Then I went to Midland. Then I went to the University of Connecticut. And then I came back here. So I chose to live here.
I'm still choosing to live here.
That's right. And
I
you know
could
what?
leave.
You were also choosing to be the producer of the greatest internet radio
For
show.
some God knows why reason.
I haven't figured it out, and I don't ask. You know what? Because next up, guess what we have? We've got bar thoughts and experiences with Alex. Alex likes to drink, and then she likes to tell you about it. Then after that, I'm going to tell you my 5 takes, and then after that, it's going to be Rob Speer. He's going to sit right here. We're going to go over the fact that boobs are back. Guess what else is coming back after this? The Mike Sasson Show. We'll be right back here on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. We'll be right back.
For letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
You know what? You also might learn something on the Mike Sasson Show.
Yeah.
Live here on www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio or on Facebook Live or after the fact you can watch us on YouTube or on SoundCloud or Google Play or iTunes and again, remember, like the Facebook page. We've been getting, about 4 or 5 likes per week. We're just moving up on the world. And you know who's else moving up on the world? Country music fanatic Alex Clemens.
Please don't say that about me.
Who yesterday went to, what was his name? Dirk Nowitzki, what was his name?
Brantley Gilbert.
Brantley Gilbert. Yeah, you went.
Such a country name,
you
right?
went for Brantley Gilbert.
Brantley Gilbert.
Brantley Gilbert and his I Hate Everyone Who Doesn't Look Like Me tour. What was it? What was the tour called?
I don't know, not that.
It was called the, White People Are the Right People tour. What was it called?
I don't know what it was called.
It was called
I just went.
Yeah.
It wasn't called any of the things that you're going to say right now. I know that for sure.
How many songs were about his truck?
None. He had a really cute song about his wife, and this video of his wife played in the background.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised that no one proposed to each other during that time.
2 dudes did, but then they got beaten up because of all the rednecks there.
No.
That's what happened.
That didn't
Brantley
happen.
Gilbert. I bet you he's from like Vermont. He's not even like.
He's hot.
Of
He's
course.
a good-looking dude.
No,
No,
thank
no,
you.
no, no. Not
Thank you.
all country music stars, of this day and age are good-looking dudes.
How much
He's
flan-
a good-looking dude.
How
He
much-
had no flannel on. He had a black T-shirt on and a black hat.
That's
Crazy. That's the same thing that you would wear on
I know.
stage. How weird is that? That
Well,
a
does he do-
country music star would wear the same thing as you.
Maybe because he's like me and doesn't have the budget to get rid of stains.
I think that he probably does.
I don't. That's why I wear the black.
Right.
The reason why you drink is because you want to make sure that you open your mind to bar thoughts and experiences. Play your theme song.
Open like my third eye. Your fourth eye is the one that opens when you drink.
Really? What's your fifth eye?
All other drugs.
Oh, okay. He does.
I'm
have
gonna
eye
get a
cancer.
little turntable over here.
You're not. Have you DJ'd before?
No,
We should look into DJing. Why haven't you DJ'd? Someone hire
I'm
Alex
not
to
quite
DJ.
sure. I don't think that they would want me to.
Okay. All right.
I probably wouldn't play any songs that they would like.
Who knows? You probably play Brantley Gilbert.
I don't actually want you to see these notes because there's weird shit in here.
Brantley Gilbert.
Most of them are just like, I hate Mike. Could
No.
we talk about that? I mean, eventually we're gonna get to the story about the fact that you released a video in which you said you wanted to punch me in the face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got drunk and you basically pulled a knife on a comedian and then told people that I drink coffee.
Do you remember
annoyingly.
afterwards I said, I feel like everyone doesn't like me. Like I felt weird about getting drunk and stuff. Mostly because I like pulled a knife on people.
Yeah.
Anyways, go watch that interview that I did with
a
James
lot
J.
of people
Hamilton.
have watched it. It's almost like 500 views right now.
Yeah, because I'm, a cool person.
You
and
are a
so
cool
is
person.
James J. Hamilton.
James J is hilarious. I talked to him afterwards. I go, "What do you remember about the thing?" He goes,
Everything.
"Alex was insanely drunk, and I forgot to be funny." That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
He apologized for forgetting to be funny. Anyways,
But he's a hilarious comedian. And
he
singer.
is, and he was funny.
Yes. Especially after being a knife pulled on, he doesn't exactly give you comedic abilities.
That was only a clip of me pulling the knife.
How
on
many
them.
times did you pull a knife on him?
Probably a lot. I just got it for my birthday, so I was trying to figure
Who
out
gave
how
you
it
a
worked.
knife to your birthday?
My boyfriend, obviously.
That's a very confident boyfriend, giving the weapon that will
He was.
ultimately end him.
He knows I have to be at work late, so he was just so I can protect myself against all the crazy people downtown.
That is true.
Anyways, you want to hear my bar thought?
Sure.
I feel like it's pointless now.
No,
we
it's
already took up all the time for
Okay.
it. One thing that I'm just really confused about is that we've been so innovative with cars.
Okay.
Like to the point where they are driving themselves and we're about to all have our own self-driving cars.
Yes.
But no one has thought of a simple design for a garbage can in a car. Everyone needs a fucking garbage can. Everyone has their little bags wrapped around like their, I don't know what car parts are called.
I don't know what car
They're
parts are. The stick shift.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you got my emotions.
Okay. I just usually like.
But everyone has a little trash bag there. Like, why didn't they just think of a little space in the car that would be used for garbage?
Why can't like the front seat like have a compartment where you flip open and then there's a garbage can and then eventually you can like remove that or something?
Yeah. Or Liam said you have something where you put your trash into and then it turns into fuel.
That's the
What?
future. That's
Yeah,
the future.
That's fucking crazy.
But okay.
just seriously, like you have tons of space in a car. You've made, things for everything else. There's like 16 cup holders in cars now. Why can't you make a little tiny thing for a garbage can?
I will be completely honest with you. Normally your bar thoughts are just like, oh, Alex, she's silly. But this week,
That's really what mine are.
I'm
out of here.
Yeah. But don't pull a knife on me. Anyways, the thing that gets me is I could really use a garbage can in my car. Because like most of my car, number one, it's not even bottles anymore. It's just tops. Because what happens is I grab the water bottle, I rip open the top. Obviously, I'm not concerned where it goes and I have nowhere to put it because I'm driving. So I just flip it. And so like half my car, when I clean out my car, it's like 15 tops that I find. And then, I would love to have some place to put, the bottles and all that other kind of good stuff.
I need like 6 garbage cans in my car in order for it to be clean. And I have a little tiny car.
Yeah, your cars. I mean,
I need a garbage can in my trunk, definitely.
Is there anything that makes you feel kind of like more like a slob than when unexpectedly someone sits in the seat, like the passenger seat, and it takes you like 5 minutes to clear a space for them?
Yeah, and then even when they get in, they're kind of like really hesitant to sit down, and they're like, I don't know where to put my feet because this is gross.
Well, the one thing that always
My sister does that all the time when she gets in my car. She's like, no.
Is your sister's car cleaner?
She doesn't have a car. So.
Well, I mean, when she did have a car.
If she did, yes.
Well, one thing that gets me is that on top of that, because typically, the person sitting in the passenger seat is not 6'4", I then get the whole like, hey, move it to wherever you want to move it. And then I'm just like, okay, now I'm touching. Why is that moving? Okay, all right. And I'm trying to find like the correct lever and stuff like that to move it back. And then typically I just say, forget it. And I'm just, okay, I'll be uncomfortable for the next 10 minutes. And I'll just have my knees up against my ears, and I'm just like sitting there, just like, okay. And they'll be like, Mike, aren't you comfortable? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm totally comfortable. And I'm totally not comfortable.
Tall people probs.
Tall people probs. That's my other podcast that I'll be doing.
I like it.
I like it.
So garbage cans and cars. But now someone's going to steal my idea, and then they're going to make tons of money off of it.
You were the first one who came up with the porn that worked with
and
they
stole it from me.
I know. And now people are ejaculating and coming, and they're not giving you any money.
I don't like to hear you say ejaculating.
Okay.
Wait, you called it something before, and I
jizzing?
No, it was really cute.
Love juice? What are you?
Love juice.
Love juice. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think of it.
Okay. Well, I said something cute once, so we'll work through that. Okay. That was Bar Thoughts and Experiences. Now it is my turn. It is 5 takes. Play my song that is so intense that it'll burn your brain. Bradley Gilbert sucks. Bradley Gilbert sucks. He sucks so much. Yes, he does.
He's
suck.
like kind of like he has like a little bit of a rock side to him.
I'm sure. I'm sure he's so like into like. I'm sure did he sing any songs that you were like, wow, that really challenges the convention of country music?
Absolutely.
Like what?
I can't give you a name. They don't say the name of the song before.
This is a song that says we should accept all people as they are. And then like, nope. This is a song about trucks and how America's the greatest and how people that don't agree with us are stupid.
It's funny that you make fun of this music with the music that you listen to.
My music I like music that is dangerous and loud and it worships the almighty God of Satan. Moving on, 5 takes.
Do it.
Okay, first off, this past weekend was the induction to the NFL Hall of Fame. And
I saw it kind of.
Really? What did you think?
I was at a bar.
Okay.
And then, so I didn't see.
All right,
I just saw their pretty coats.
First off, I think you just like the fact that you get a pretty coat.
Yes.
So like if your husband
I want a coat that's color.
Okay.
That color.
Okay. Maybe you should you know what we should do? It's only about an hour and a half away. Take a trip to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Also, someone had a super hot wife. That's what I remember.
They all have super hot wives at one point.
But she was like old.
Old super hot wife.
Yeah. She had, I don't know who it was.
Okay.
She had both of the sides of her head shaved.
That was Kurt Warner's wife.
Yeah, she's hot. She's like a great G-MILF.
You know, but read her story. Read her story. She's you want to talk about just like an incredible story, the Kurt Warner and her story. Kurt Warner was cut by the Green Bay Packers and went into the Arena League and actually had to work in a supermarket for a while, stocking shelves. She was a mother of like 3 kids that weren't Kurt Warner's wife. And then they got together and Kurt Warner was like, okay, I'll take care of these kids, having no clue that eventually he was going to become an NFL quarterback. So eventually he did, became a millionaire. Now he's an NFL Hall of Famer. Isn't that a wonderful story?
It is.
It is a wonderful
story.
She
seems like a really supportive wife.
I agree. But one thing I am saying here is Hall of Fames are stupid.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. Hall of Fames are stupid. Here's why. Who chooses? Sports writers. Who care what geeky sports writers think? Ooh, I don't like this guy. Who cares? You're a jockstrap sniffer. Anyways, what is a Hall of Fame? It's just a museum. Who cares if you get into a museum? Just live your life. And number 3, you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not a Hall of Famer. I don't like this whole concept of they need like 5 people to be in it. So like all of a sudden they just like sit there and they're like, well, we could have voted him in 10 years ago, but now we're gonna vote him in now. It's like, if he wasn't a Hall of Famer 10 years ago, he's not a Hall of Famer then. And the dumbest Hall of Fame of all time is in Cleveland, Ohio. Surprise, surprise. I know you visited there this weekend and probably enjoyed yourself. Did you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I was outside of it at like 2 a.m.
It was, I went in, very cool, but the whole concept's dumb. Because then everybody gets to a point of like, how could you not for years it was like, how could you not let Rush, or how could you not let Kiss, or how could you not let Journey into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
It's fine.
Yeah, who cares? It doesn't matter.
I was just excited. Outside of it, they have Johnny Cash's tour bus.
They do. Did you go in?
It was close.
I went in.
Okay, yeah. At 2 a.m. they don't have the bus open.
You should have maybe gone
We
in.
just climbed on the sign and you frolicked around and
You should
stuff.
maybe have gone in. It was really interesting.
I couldn't have gone in.
Maybe you should have gone
I saw it
earlier.
from the outside and it seemed just as cool.
Really, you should have gone in. Anyways, that was number one. Number two, trashy, weird people are everywhere, and I don't like it when people visit my city and then they start talking about like, people in Pittsburgh are. I'm like, dude, it's just because you're looking for trashy, weird people. Trashy, weird people are everywhere. If you go to any major city, you're gonna find weirdos in bars. It's not like we have an exorbitant amount of weirdos in bars. I don't believe so. Do you believe we have a higher rate of weirdos in bars than other cities?
No.
Exactly. It's just that you're looking for them.
They're just different weirdos.
How are they different in your mind?
Well, because they're like, Pittsburgh Yinzers.
I would say the one thing that our weirdos in bars have, as opposed to other people's weirdos in bars, is they have a level of confidence that really is over and above their actual intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Like
that seems right.
Yeah, they really believe that they're the smartest people in the world. But again, trashy, weird people are everywhere. Number three, and it goes back to my niece Mia and her birthday.
Yeah.
It's weird how kids develop personalities quicker than you can imagine.
Oh.
And how, what do you mean, oh? Like,
I completely agree. I think it's crazy.
Like right now, my nephew Jack is just essentially, like I've described infants as just hairless puppies that don't do tricks. That's what he is right now. He just sleeps all the time. He lies there. He just sits there, and you don't even notice he's there unless he starts to cry. That's it. Whereas like Mia has become kind of a smartass.
Oh.
Like,
I wonder why.
When I walked, she's a Sasson. Anyways, like she was trying to watch Shimmer and Shine on my brother's iPhone. And so she walks down while she's sitting there. She goes, Shimmer and Shine's not on. And she throws the phone at her and goes, this thing's a piece of junk. And he throws the phone at
my God.
Yeah, he's like, this is crap. Why'd you do this? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting that you would do that.
Just imagine when she's a teenager.
Oh, she'll be a handful. And then the other thing that was funny is like Carly will sit there and she ran a contest. She goes, I want to find out who's the most talented. And so
Good contest.
Yeah. So she
for
went
your
up
family especially.
She went up to each and every one of us and like said, well, why are you the most talented?
She didn't test your talents? You didn't have a talent show?
No, she just asked. So what I did is I pulled out my phone and I showed her this show.
Wait, this is not family friendly.
No.
Don't show your niece this.
Yeah. Well, I said, there you go. And so she goes,
Did you have the sound on?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I did have the sound on. Basically, she just saw the opening credits that we do, and then like me introducing it. That's
good.
Yeah, but she was impressed, so I did win most talented.
Oh my God!
But again, I think that's really neat.
I think she should have tested your talents.
I know. I probably would have been like eighth. Anyways, that was number three. Number four. I don't understand why every time when Trump does something stupid, we don't get mad at Hillary Clinton just a little bit.
Wait, what?
Like every time Trump says something stupid or does something stupid or,
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why would we get mad at Hillary Clinton?
Because she absolutely blew a chance to be president by not finding a way to beat this guy.
Oh.
And we're sitting here, every time she shows up, people cheer her. Shouldn't people be just a little bit resentful of the fact that she maybe just had every advantage in terms of money, in terms of, obviously the media and experience and everything?
Shouldn't we be mad at everyone that didn't vote for her then?
And we are there. And most of them were at that country concert you had. But here's the thing that I get. Again, I'm not saying be insanely mad at her, but at least get a little bit perturbed. Like she did like a speech at like a university and people were like standing up and cheering and all this kind of stuff.
I saw that.
And I'm just like, she lost. She's part of the reason why this happened. I mean, don't like throw eggs at her, but like the fact that we're treating her like she's like accomplished something. No, she didn't visit Wisconsin for 6 months and then lost the state. That's bad.
Oh.
Like Michael Moore, who's not exactly a Trump supporter, he has a show in New York, and he sat there and he goes, everyone talks about the fact that Trump outsmarted Hillary Clinton. He goes, yes, he realized there was a Wisconsin and he went there. That's what he did. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah. And no one is at least a little mad at the fact that the woman who had, I mean, it's not like she didn't have the money to get on a plane and go to Milwaukee and say, hey, vote for me, all that kind of stuff. But instead, she didn't. So guess what? We have Trump. So I don't understand that. And number 5.
Okay.
Here's a question we always have to ask ourselves.
What?
Is the risk worth it? Because everybody always talks about now with like football. You know, they you know, every week there's a new study on concussions. There's a new study on, you know, when everybody talks about, is this the end of football? Is this the end of this? And for as a guy that just enjoyed the sport so much, enjoyed playing it, enjoyed coaching it, and everything like that, the only thing I can tell anybody that is out there is the fact that, yeah, there's a risk involved. But there's a risk involved in everything.
Like love.
Like love. You know what? I had more, but you know what? I can't do any better than that. There's a risk in love. Now, by the way, if Brantley Gilbert had a song called
Love is a Risk.
Love is a risk.
You don't have a very good country voice.
I have the greatest country voice of our generation. You know who else has our greatest country voice of our generation?
No.
Rob Speer.
Does he? He's going to have to sing now.
We're going to have to figure this out. Rob Speer is coming up in a few minutes. He's going to be sitting in that chair. He's going to be telling us about his new show on the River's Edge where he interviews some of the most interesting people you've ever seen interviewed. And then we're going to do news and notes where we talk about the fact that boobs are back, Alex.
Yes.
Boobs are back. And you know who else is back? Us in a few minutes. It's the Mike Sasson Show live at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio or on Facebook Live or on SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes. If you're not listening, watching, you just generally just don't like us. Which, I'll be honest with you, I can't completely blame in my part. It's the Mike Sasson Show. We'll be back in a few minutes. Bye.
Come on, go. It's green. Come on. Go.
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down
Yeah,
with
I'm
the road
sick of
rage.
these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You gotta calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to the Falling Water,
Bicycle heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Tuck Knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. You know, I got to keep going. I'm not going to sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to the Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
Hey, this is Matt Geica, the host of your alternative sports talk program on the River's Edge. It's called Geike's Got Game, and it's every Friday at 7 a.m. I'll give you a peek behind the sports media curtain, zoom out for the big picture, and always obsess over the details of the games, teams, and players we love or love to hate. That's Geike's Got Game, every Friday at 7 on the River's Edge.
Hi, I'm Tom, and I know money.
And I'm Matt, and I know funny.
Catch us Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. Real financial information
For the regular guy.
right here at riversedgepgh.com.
Your voice for local music.
Hey, listen up for some sweet pizza discounts. The River's Edge is partnering with Frank's Pizza and Chicken to offer you 10% off your ZA. That's short for pizza.
Seriously? ZA?
What?
Anyway, mention you heard this ad and Frank's will give you 10% off your order of $15 or more.
Oh my god, have you tried their famous buffalo chicken pizza?
Oh, don't even get me started. Can you name all 4 Frank's locations?
Millville, obviously. Troy Hill, Shaler, and North Hills.
Gold Star. Anyway, support the River's Edge Radio Network by ordering from Frank's Pizza and Chicken the next time you get hungry for some ZA. And don't forget to mention you heard this ad so you get your 10% off. Go to frankspizzachicken.com for more info.
Offer good for a limited time. Order must be $15 or more before taxes. Cannot be combined with other discounts or offers. Other legal jargon and whatnot.
We are back. It's the Mike Sasson Show live on The River's Edge. We're live on Facebook Live. It's actually Monday night. Typically, we are on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., and you are maybe listening to us live on www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio, or after the fact, you're listening to us in podcast form as it turns into a beautiful podcast butterfly on SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes. Someone else who's going to be on SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes is my guest right here, comedian extraordinaire, from the city of Pittsburgh, actually just returned from Memphis, has actually spent a little time in Chicago, been all over the place, improvisation, stand-up all over the place, and now he has a new show on the River's Edge. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. It's Rob Speer. Rob, tell the people out there how much you love being on just the River's Edge.
I feel like actually if I just would have kept my mouth shut, Mike would have kept going and
I know.
filled in my whole bio like... He won 3rd place in the Pinewood Derby as a Boy Scout.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, that's right. In the city.
I sucked at that.
Are you allowed to say bitches?
Yes, say whatever the fuck you want.
Bitches.
I don't know what that added
I
to
love to
anything,
say
but go
bitches.
ahead. But like, were you in the Girl Scouts, Alex?
Oh, no.
Okay, I was in the Boy Scouts and I did the Pinewood Derby, and I had no access to any tools. My father had no any ability to do anything like with any sort of wood or anything like that. So I literally just took the box as it was and nailed 4 wheels to it and just put it on the track, and it didn't move. And just they were just like, okay, get out. Just go home. You suck at this.
Let me tell you a heartwarming tale.
Okay, I want a
of this
heartwarming
inspiring victory.
Okay.
My dad is a car guy. He actually, when he was younger, was on an independent IndyCar pit crew.
Okay. Can we get him on the show? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, he's way more interesting than me.
Okay.
Every year he would work really hard with me on my Pinewood Derby car. And then one year, the hell with it. So we just hadn't done any work on it. And he cut the block of wood in half, taped the weights on with duct tape, and put the nail wheels on. And I had lost this thing every year with these great cars. This car killed everyone in my Boy Scout troop. And I had to go to a regional championship thing and buy new duct tape to keep our
you had
weights
to spring
on.
for new duct tape.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Whenever you're putting out that kind of machinery out on the track there, you're going to run across some costs, and it's just cost of doing business myself.
The one thing that I remember when I was doing it is, growing up in Fox Chapel, there was all these engineers who were, and they'd always it was obvious that the kid had nothing to do with it. The damn thing had nitrous in it, and it was just insane. It was had microchips in it. There was a guy on a huge mainframe computer that was running the internet, and for an hour it didn't. It just ran this Pinewood Derby, and it always made me feel really, really good when that car failed.
That is a piece of Schadenfreude that I can completely understand. Is just that, all right, you're an engineer, and I'm too dumb to understand what that even means.
Yeah.
So I just know you have a better house than I will.
Yeah.
But in this weird anything that floats regatta, somehow my 8 pool noodles tied together are going to be the thing that wins this, not your aerodynamic, Swedish designed, wind tunnel tested. I don't have other words for technical things.
You don't need them. You don't need them. You did your point, and you know what? I appreciate you.
I feel like as soon as I said the word Swedish, we could all tell I'd lost a little steam.
I was going to sit there and lead into something about Sweden, but you know what? I want to get into your show that's going to be on the River's Edge. What's it called? Tell people about it. Go.
Well, the show's called Damn Near Killed Him.
Okay, now that's a pun. That's an old school comic pun. Explain the pun for a little.
There's generally, it's almost like that there once was a man from Nantucket, where nobody's quite sure what the end is. I mean, we can all make some assumptions. Whatever the joke is ends with wrecked him, damn near killed him. And so I wanted something extremely lowbrow that also applied to the stories that I want to talk about on this show, which is all of the shit that has happened to you that either made you who you are or made you stop being who you were. So the first episode that we released this morning, I interviewed a guy that I was in a mental hospital with, because that's not an experience everybody's had, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are, I don't know if you guys are travelers, but it's something that works out pretty
The
well.
look on Alex's face.
Well, I don't know. The people don't usually address me or like look at me.
Mike, what the hell are you doing to this woman?
I don't mean Mike. I mean like everyone else. Everyone is always weird about looking at me.
All right, that kind of
Not like just every day in my existence, but like when we do the show.
I think right now you've basically gotten a person. I want you to analyze Alex and ask where the hell that came from.
I want to ask where I get a production gimp like this. Like, no, you don't look anyone in the eye. You come out here, you set up the XLR cables, and you go back in the back room.
So you've interviewed a person that you went to the loony bin with,
I'm
and also
currently
what else have you
interviewing
done?
someone with remarkably low self-esteem.
Okay.
What happened?
I have great self-esteem. It's just a fact. I was saying a fact that people are kind of weird about looking at me. It's just because Mike's really loud and he commands a lot of attention. You know,
it's true because
it distracts from my pretty face.
Well, and you're trying to figure out who's the biggest potential threat in the room.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm not a
Sasson.
threat.
Yeah, no, I think she eventually, when you were looking at her and she paused, I think normally it's me, so she's used to me, but then all of a sudden she's like, okay, Mike brought someone on here that I don't exactly have 100% sure about, so.
Well, and to be fair, the person that I had on the show that I was in the mental hospital with, that was way back in December.
Yeah, so things have changed.
I haven't been in the hospital since like June.
Yeah. So, I mean, so many people can change from that month. So who else have you done?
You do find some great stories there. We've got some upcoming guy who, while we were playing spades in the mental hospital, was telling me about his time in prison and everything he learned there.
Wait a minute. Do you know how to play spades?
Yeah.
That's what you took away from that.
Because honestly, I remember when I was in college, I had a lot of people playing spades around me, and I never really fully grasped the entire concept. So that's if going to the mental institution ultimately teaches you cool card games. Like right now, I don't. I'm admitting right now, I don't fully understand how to play poker.
Oh. All right, so we're going to the casino after this. This is gonna be the final episode of the Mike Sasson Show where the station has any equipment left.
Yeah, because I do have a key to this place, so obviously if they show up and go, "What happened?" I goes, the Rivers Casino owns this desk.
When Mike is really down around 3:00 tonight, guys, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been fun to have cameras. Also, now okay, go ahead.
No, here's what I will say. Is in the same way as the engineers, where it's really fun to see them lose that thing. My sister, who does not really follow sports in general, she usually picks her March Madness bracket and that sort of thing by how cute the uniforms are.
Okay.
And she always kicks ass. It's the funniest thing in the world to me that she wins over all of these guys who really like study and they've got their binders and all of this stuff. I love that she crushes them.
One time when I was submitting ideas to morning shows across the country, and one of the bits that I did.
What?
This is like 10 years ago. We can do it.
You can do that?
Yeah, I've talked to you about this, and you've been like, "No, I don't want to leave this studio."
That. Okay.
Anyways, but so I was submitting to morning show openings, and the bit that I did, one of them was that a woman was picking her March Madness poll by picking which mascot she would rather have sex with.
Yes.
Like she was sitting there going, the West Virginia Mountaineers versus the Duke Blue Devils. And she was just like, well, Blue Devils seem like bad boys. Let's go with Blue Devils. Or she'd be like Spartans versus Huskies. Like Huskies sound like fat guys. Let's go with Spartans.
I've done that before.
Okay.
Not based on sex, but like just based on names.
I'm sorry. Her problem with having sex with a husky was that maybe it alluded to a fat guy, not that it was talking about a dog.
Well, the dog.
That's fine. Of course, you know, you see the no fat dudes shirt, so
yeah, absolutely. There's that I would think we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. Now, also, you interviewed. Have you interviewed yet, or will interview your ex-wife?
I interviewed my ex-wife, and we are having a second interview. I don't know if we record enough of these, we can actually have more recorded time than we had married time.
That should be your goal, to record a podcast that's longer than your marriage.
I rarely do research for my show because usually I just want people to tell me their story and guide it. But I did research on that show and figured out that the NBC sitcom Joey lasted a year longer than my marriage.
Wow.
That's an interesting factoid that I don't know if it means
that
should give Matt LeBlanc I think some solace, because there's something that lasted shorter than his show.
I need to marry Matt LeBlanc.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you're a big fan of Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
You would marry Matt LeBlanc.
Well, yeah, in a second.
Okay, would you also now still have sex with Usher? Because big news today is 3 people are now suing Usher because
really? Everyone's just doing the bandwagon thing, just like with rape cases.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, I hate trends.
Right?
What? Yeah, 3 women. Okay, so 2 women and 1 man is saying that they had the sex.
1 man?
1 man
Nuh-uh.
said they had oral sex with Usher. Now,
Okay,
show the picture of the woman, one of the women that actually did come out and say that she had sex with Usher. And her story is that she said, he picked me out of the audience. Now, look at this. It'll come up on the screen. And you'll see the woman. And I think it'll actually pretty much show how insane it is that
The woman looks like Alex. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the woman who claims that.
I still say that she looks like me.
Yeah. That's actually what you look like. Your self-image is actually way out. That's actually what you look like.
Charlie's cute.
But here's the funny thing. Okay, so she claims that she was in the audience. Usher saw her, pointed it out, and then had sex with her. Now first off, let's be honest.
Maybe he does that because he knows he has herpes.
And he's just like lowballing it kind of at this point.
Yeah.
But here's the other funny part. I don't want to interrupt, but here's the funny thing. She claims, she goes, oh yeah, I don't even have herpes, but the fact that I had sex with someone with herpes is bringing me emotional distress, so I need millions of dollars.
Let's go kill her.
Well, here's the one circumstance that I'm going to say possible validity on this.
All right.
Remember in the 70s when Michael Jackson and Prince, it was like a little bit of a competition, who was the coolest one.
All right.
I think Usher sees all of the headlines that R. Kelly is getting for abducting women, and he's like,
hey, I want something.
Yeah, I got to get in on this. I heard from Alex that there's this trend going on, so I gotta get in on that. Well, so maybe he's just trying to level up with R. Kelly just a little bit.
Here's another part. This actually came out yesterday. Jim Carrey, he is...
he got herpes from Usher.
Well, no, he had the herpes, and one of the reasons why that he's actually going to be brought up on trial for the woman who he was going out with who committed suicide, because her lawyers are saying that Jim Carrey got the pills that ultimately killed her with his celebrity. They would not have given it to him if he wasn't Jim Carrey, and then she got the pills. And then also she said that she was the woman who eventually killed herself was very distraught that Jim Carrey has 3 separate sexually transmitted diseases, one of them being herpes, and that ultimately hurt her own.
What are the other ones?
So I don't know. They didn't reveal, but that will be revealed in the court documents because he fought like hell to keep those 3 sexually transmitted diseases out of public record.
As soon as one is out,
why does it matter?
My thing is the fact that it just shows that if you're going to have sex with a celebrity, you're getting a sexually transmitted disease.
But no, do you guys have a lot of celebrities that listen
I thought
to
you were
the
going to
show?
say if you
Most celebrities listen to this show.
All right. So I'm not a great businessman, but I'm coming up with an idea right now.
All right. Pitch it, because this is where business ideas come.
This is just coming to me.
All right.
For celebrities, because right now, anyone over the age of 60, if you were famous, and especially if you went near a Playboy mansion, it's just a matter of time before the law comes to your door.
Absolutely.
So I will start murdering old celebrities at the age of 55 in a method of their choosing.
Okay.
For oh god, this is where it gets tough.
Yeah, and how much would you charge for that? Who would pay you? The celebrity himself?
No,
Their
they
family?
They have money managers for that sort of
All right.
thing.
So it's like a
I mean,
Bullworth type deal to where like you're trying to have someone killed. You don't know when you're going to die, but you're going to do that.
No.
By the way, I just brought up a movie that like 6 people saw.
Well, but that ironically, I would think like Ned Beatty.
Yeah.
Or
Warren Beatty. Or Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty deserves to die.
No,
Why
but,
hasn't
like,
that guy died yet?
If I were Warren Beatty and my service had existed last year, I could have killed him before that whole Oscars thing. Cleared that right up. He wouldn't have had to worry about a thing.
Alex, what do you think? Do you think it's a good business idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
so
do.
I think
Except
that's,
that I
Go
don't
ahead.
know. I kind of want them to still be around.
Well, let me
then
ask-
we don't have any like I've never said this word in my life. We don't have any G-DILFs.
We don't have any granddads you'd like to fuck?
I've never said that. How have I never said that?
How have you never wanted a
I've
granddad?
never even thought about it.
There's probably some granddads that you'd get freaky with.
Yeah.
There's some grandmas that, especially like, there's some like youngish grandmas that are pretty in shape.
I've always had a thing for Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton.
I don't know what it is.
So we do want some of them around.
Yeah.
But only the ones that we would want to have sex with.
Absolutely.
That's the rule.
That's the rule. They should.
And it's okay if
you
they
remember
have
when like Sarah
STDs.
Palin talked about death panels, and she would say that like that was what was going to happen with Obamacare. If the death panels would judge old people on how many people want to have sex with them, I don't think that people would have a huge issue with the death panels.
Actually, I think you'd see an increase in killing off of the middle-aged because isn't that a thing now that nursing homes are having skyrocketing STD rates?
That actually is a thing.
Because all of the old people are
just bored and
But
they
like,
just
who
start-
cares by that point? You're
Yeah, if
gonna
you've
die
got an
anyways.
STD, get an STD when you're 75. It's like when you're
Right.
when you're 75, 80, if you've never tried heroin, that's the time to try it.
Yeah.
That should be when you should start doing the real crazy shit.
I always wonder if my mom is gonna like be that Betty White like goes crazy. Like if my dad dies and she's like 75, my mom just, all right, I'm moving to Vegas or Branson. I guess is more probably her speed.
Yeah.
I know. I guess that's one of those things that works if you know my mom.
Yeah.
You guys are
So,
gonna have
but
to have
for the
her.
crowd that knows her mom, they're
get her on the
hilarious
next
right now.
show.
Yeah, we want her.
You know
Now-
what?
now one-
Get a phoner up here right now.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will talk about is the fact that Alex, this is a big deal because Alex has been perturbed for years by the fact that everything's about butts. You know, songs about butts, and then the fact that, you know, it's Kardashians and it's J-Lo. But officially this week, it was in the New York Post that officially the fashion people have said asses are out, boobs are back.
I think that's just a
Okay,
weird thing to
that's
say.
anatomically incorrect.
You're saying, what do you mean?
Boobs
Tits
are
are out.
back.
Yeah, boobs are
I've
out
always been in the front.
and butts are back.
Yes, but in terms of fashion, which is more important than anatomy,
Where
boobs, big boobs, are back. See, right there, it's on the New York Post. Boobs are back in a big way. So,
that's a headline writer that's so happy with themselves right now. Who is that?
Jolie
Chilcott. If you're one of the celebrities that listens to this, step your goddamn game up. Were we feeling sorry for women with boobs?
I don't know. Alex, you just seem to be like, I remember bringing up women with gigantic, there's some boobs, just in case anybody wanted to know that boobs are back. That's Rihanna with boobs, and there's
those!
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my gosh!
What were you thinking of?
Oh, I feel like such an idiot. Copier paper.
Yeah. You were thinking copier paper, like a certain grade of copier paper was back.
Yeah, like
We're talking about the women's, membrane glands or whatever they're called.
Memberberry glands?
The memberberry glands. Anyways, yeah, boobs are back. Alex, respond to the fact that
I just think this is a stupid thing. Like, they were never gone in the first place. Boobs have always been there. It's stupid that
there's a woman
fashion
looking at
is
boobs.
revolved around your...
Please go fashion a South Park-esque commercial of boobs. We've always been there.
Yes.
Through the hard times. Boobs.
Be like Boys to Men singing in the back, like, it's so hard to say goodbye to butts today, because boobs are back. There we go.
Well,
boobs are back. What do we got?
I have never seen a woman been like, I think I find her attractive. Let me get this magazine out here and find out. Oh, no.
No, boobs aren't in.
No,
Nope.
no, I'm sorry. I really thought she had a great body, but it turns out no.
Or even worse, a man who has a giant erection, he's like, wait a minute. Everyone's telling me it's all about butts, and nope, my dick must be wrong.
Are people changing what they're wearing now because they want their boobs out? I don't
Apparently
think that's a thing.
If you believe,
I think they've always had like dresses and stuff that show your boobs off. Everyone wants to do that.
Yes, but I think, again, the fashion people, as you saw, I do not make this stuff up. The New York Post claims boobs are back. Now,
They also covered Pizza Rat for like a month and a half. So,
well, they got a. I guess
somber gray lady.
I guess bringing up more about the president being insane and the fact that our infrastructure is collapsing just gets people bored and sad. So let's bring up boobs. Also, let's bring up the fact that nerds are rejoicing because Anna Faris and Chris Pratt are divorcing. So
okay,
and everyone else is.
You
crying.
know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be an obnoxious comic and reuse what I mentioned on Facebook.
Okay.
And that is
tell
that
us.
I am deeply upset that they dated for that long because people always do the celebrity couple names. Anna Faris and Chris Pratt could have been anus farts.
And no one ever thought of that. No one ever thought of anus farts.
And now I want them back together.
How much do you think this is, Alex, the fact that he started out the marriage chubby and now is jacked and now thinks maybe he can get a higher quality woman?
Oh, no. Chris Pratt wouldn't do that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, what rich and famous man would ever dump their original wife?
But it's not like she's a hot person. Like, who else are you getting better than that?
Remember Ben
She's
Affleck
hot and
dumped
funny?
Jennifer Gardner. Okay, Brad Pitt got rid of Angelina Jolie. Eventually,
How do you know it wasn't her?
Okay, but
I don't know.
But okay, so you're saying there's no way.
If you're really hot, it's allowed to be you, and people just stay
Yes.
anyway.
Well,
that's a truth.
So you believe that flat out this is just, you don't think that Chris Pratt, who, again, when you saw him on Parks and Rec, was probably like, oh my God, I got Anna Faris. Then he works out, he does the diet, he gets the abs, and now all of a sudden everyone's like he's the big time superstar in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's not somebody whispering in his ear going, you know what? There's some other women out there. And it got a little rough for him. And also, Anna Faris is on a TV sitcom, not getting that scary movie money anymore.
I don't know. I think he would enjoy, because he's been the popular one now for like 2 years out of the marriage.
Yeah.
So
that's too long.
I would think like I'd want to rub that back in her face for they were together 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do equal time.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just leaving money on the table emotionally.
Yeah, you always got to have the upper hand, and right now he definitely has that big time Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
cache.
the main important part of this is that Chris Pratt is now single.
Yes. And you were gonna
And available.
Now let me ask you a question:
ready.
Is he
Herpes eligible?
Is he herpes eligible?
Yes.
So what that means is if Chris Pratt, ready to insert, sits there and says, "By the way, you're getting the herpes," Alex says, "Insert away."
I'm not going to ask about myself. Just I don't make it weird. I don't make it weird.
Let's just.
But I will say, power couple would be if she hooks up with that raccoon.
Okay.
From Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's his name in the movie?
I didn't see it because
I
I'm
didn't
poor.
see it. Yeah.
I didn't see it either because I
That
didn't
was
see
just one of those
movies.
Good reference.
That was just one of those scenarios where it's like, I know that's a reference. Oh, didn't land here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? But you know what? Out there in internet radio land, it absolutely crushed. Just so you know, this isn't the
For all
audience
of
you're
you watching on your Zeniths back home.
Yep.
And for Geritol.
There you go.
That's one thing that is featured throughout my show is I keep making fake sponsorships, and I think I'm just gonna screw myself out of ever having anyone sponsor the show.
Because you bring up like old like things that.
No, not Geritol. At one point, I didn't even know what led to it, but a guest brought up relaxing in the tub by herself in a certain way. And I was like, and that's brought to you by this week's sponsor, masturbation. And
masturbation.
That would be a great sponsor.
But why would they need? I mean, are people masturbating less? What would they be? Would they be trying to do new masturbation? What would masturbation need any sort of marketing?
Have set me up better because she's like, well, I'm sure there's a website or something you can go to. I'm like, there's a lot of websites you can go to.
There's a few websites left that have masturbation. Now, another website you were talking about Sweden earlier today, something extremely sad, but kind of funny. A guy was in Sweden doing a surgery to make his penis larger. And he died on the operating table, had nothing wrong with him, and the only thing that he was doing was trying to get his schlong thicker and girthier.
So they like mess up? How did he die?
He died as like a cardiac arrest or whatever. Whenever you go under, you do that. Now let me ask you a question. Knowing that still, if someone came up to you and said, your health insurance covers you getting an extra 2 inches of penis size and another inch of girth, knowing that there is that chance out there that you might die on the operating table, are you taking that chance?
No, and I think it's because of the love of the game. You know,
that's great.
Some people, yeah, if you want to have an asterisk next to your work, that's fine.
So you're saying you don't want to be the Barry Bonds of fucking?
No, I want to just kind of be the Gronkowski, just be out there working, just have, or Wes Welker, maybe.
Yeah.
A little more of like, hey, maybe not the biggest guy out there.
You run those underneath routes. You're about accuracy. You're about running good routes. You're Julian Edelman.
I am completely out of football sex metaphors.
I
God.
I have a few more, but
no.
Alex would basically literally walk out the door if we gave her 2 more.
My question is, what are they putting in there? Like
fat cells from the other parts of the body.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder how it works after that. Like, just fine?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, but people are dying on the operating table. If your dude came up to you and said, hey, honey, I found it's covered by my health insurance. I could gain another 2 or 3 inches, but there's like a 5% chance I die on the operating table.
I'm fine. Just get
have you
something.
No, that's, you know how they say like, well, would you ever sleep with that person? And they'd be like, no. Would you do it for $1 million? Yeah. And there's like a sliding scale. At what point would you be like, well, we should at least talk about this. Is there a certain...
No.
All right. That's good. I was testing you.
There you go. You're officially a good person. Congratulations, Alex.
I didn't know that's what would make me a good person.
There it is. That's officially that. Someone who's not a good person was in Mars, Pennsylvania. A dentist came to the office drunk off his ass. And
I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, that's the point. I was reading the article and someone goes, oh my God, this is super scary. But the one thing that got me was he saw 7 patients.
And they were all fine. They didn't die.
Yeah, and then
all right, what else could he ask for?
Yeah, in the middle of the day is when the nurses kind of called the cops and said, our dentist is seeing people and he's insanely blitzed out of his mind.
What do the cops do?
Just like arrest him and shit. I don't know. I guess it's illegal to like perform like medical stuff drunk.
But it's dentistry.
It's fun.
You get me a little drunk, I could probably pull off a good cleaning. I don't actually have.
Dude, let me ask you a question. Are dentists your least respected of the doctors?
Well, they are, and I think that's why I'm kind of cool with this guy coming to work drunk is they have the highest suicide rate.
Okay.
And so...
Dentists?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that,
you know that little
excitingly.
elf from the Island of Lost Toys?
No.
I'm killing it on references.
Yeah. Sorry.
You ever watch MASH?
No.
Are you a big Ronug?
So, which one of the secretaries on Murphy Brown do you think matched up with her personality the best? How old are you?
24.
That hurts.
Sorry.
Are you getting into creepy level? What the fuck?
No, it's just anymore. I hear people with enthusiasm and hope, and it hurts me.
That's what this show
I can
is. It's
only-
called Alex Has Enthusiasm and Hope, and Mike just pretends for an hour before he just goes someplace else and cries.
That's why I'm interested in this, like in the Damn Near Killed Him show. Is okay. We all have to kind of pretend and have a whole bunch of like, yeah, I'm fine, small talk, whatever to it. Let's get in here. We'll have a couple of beers if necessary, whatever gets you relaxed. But I'm not Cosby level, but like, let's just.
Yeah, again, we're talking about a sliding scale. Get a little relaxed, not to the point to where you're losing the point of consent.
Switch.
Yeah.
Mostly in a less creepy way than I was originally saying it. Just getting people to relax and tell that story that makes them go, I didn't think I was going to tell that one today.
I like that. One more question, though. One more thing for Alex. Alex, Cagney or Lacey, which one would you rather bone?
What?
Okay. Now.
Okay, you can't wear a Sharon Gless t-shirt and not... and pretend like you don't care one way or the other.
Okay, first, you, Kate or Allie?
I honestly don't get that one. So
You had to get Kate with Jane Curtin and the other one.
Wow. This is awesome because it's going out via podcast.
Yes.
Which guarantees that nobody who understands the technology to get this gets this.
Google Kate and Allie, and then you'll be like, why did Mike bring up that stupid ass show?
I had a joke for a while where I talked about trying to impress women, and then how I had like one conversation with John Hinckley, but he had one idea over and over.
By the way, I was thinking of this the other day. Is there a point where Hollywood women have to kind of maybe just hint that they'd be really impressed by somebody if they were to maybe take out the president?
Well,
like pull a Jodie Foster and sit there and say, you know what? I would find it super sexy if.
Well, I think I'm of two minds
kidding, by the
about
way.
that. To the NSA, I'm certainly not in favor of such a thing.
Yeah.
But if
But for comedic purposes.
who's the wife on Modern Family?
Julie.
Sofia Vergara.
Okay, but speaking of her.
Oh.
That's a good segue
What?
because this week on Women's Health magazine, I believe it's called, they had her on the cover, and the whole point was it was about self and it was about self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. And so they showed this picture. Not the picture of me and whatever, but this picture of Sofia Vergara. What's her? How do you pronounce
Oh my
her last name?
God.
Vergara.
That's not her. There she is. That's in Women's Health magazine on the cover, trying to tell everybody that is women. Even though she's 45 years old, and the point is even though she can still do that. Now, Alex, do you feel more invigorated because you saw a 45-year-old woman's thong?
No, I mean it was nice.
It was nice, but
I don't feel like I don't feel any different.
Are you empowered?
You don't feel more
I
empowered
feel
by
just
that?
the same. Nope. I see women like that all the time. I don't know
Really?
why that would
Where?
empower me. I'm saying you could see with that picture of. Like,
Oh, not
15
live. Okay, I thought you meant like downtown. You
Oh
were like-
yeah, no, I'm not seeing those people in person. No.
I was just like, where was Alex hanging out with like insanely beautiful 45-year-old women who have great butts are just walking around Smithfield Street?
Well, because nobody cares about them anymore. Butts are out.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
What do I care about that for?
Yeah, that was that picture from 1993. Come on,
It's okay, but she has great boobs too, so it's okay.
Yes, she does. Absolutely. Now, moving on, one more thing I wanted to talk about was actually we'll talk about two more things. One, there's a new product on, and we have kind of a breast-themed show today.
Do we?
It's called a Tata towel. I don't know.
I just saw this advertised via Facebook
I
today.
Don't get it.
Okay.
It looks like a sling.
Okay, now the point being is it was designed by a woman, and she claims one of the biggest problems that women have is after they're out of the shower and they're doing their makeup, and they're topless and they're just well endowed in the chest, that their boobs, I guess, are flying all over the place, making it very difficult
I don't
to
think
put on
they're
their
flying
makeup.
all over the place.
Apparently
was
they-
that her point? Did she say that?
I was trying to maybe emphasize that the Tata towel was it, but okay, Alex, do you feel that there are women out there in which need the Tata towel? Because she claims it's a huge deal to do your hair and to do your makeup while you're out of the shower.
I think it's
First,
like I
she
think
deserves an answer on the where are you seeing these tatas flying around?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
This isn't a straight
How do you think
jacket.
we're doing our makeup? Like,
But I mean, that was the way that they described it. Is the woman who designed it sat there and said it's a huge issue for women that when they're doing their makeup, that when they're topless, that their boobs get in the way and they're moving around and it's distracting them from their appointed rounds of their makeup. That's why she created the Tata
I
towel.
don't know.
Well,
I could understand for like under boob sweat, but I feel like a towel wouldn't really help that. I feel
mean,
like you're just making it worse.
As a straight white man, I've never noticed it to be a problem, so it's probably not a thing.
But apparently, that's the thing that you're supposed to buy your woman for this Christmas.
Yeah,
the
that's
Tata towel.
that's gonna go over great.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Hey, sweaty boobs!
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what I got you that we're gonna fight about for the next week and a half?
Then I'll do a podcast about 5 years from now.
Yeah.
The Tata towel episode of Rob Speer Show.
You know what? If anybody out there, I will absolutely book that as an episode. If you bought the Tata towel, if you or a loved one are a victim of the Tata towel,
Now you're like a Dr. Phil looking at
Attorney James Sokolov and I want to speak with you. Totally. Tell us.
Because your man bought you the Tata towel.
No, but if some couple was willing to come on and honestly be like, it was my birthday and he gave me a Tata towel. We're debating breaking up and he doesn't know it. Yeah, let's talk to them. That's
Yeah,
a
that'd be a
fascinating
great one.
The shitty thing is that this person's gonna make a shit ton of money over this stupid thing that someone could just like create themselves at home.
These are the kind of ideas we need to create.
I
Alex.
know.
We need to create the
Ugh.
Michael Sasson Show Tata towels. There you go. Or something similar. Last story.
Point of order, though.
Point of parliamentary
Why
procedure.
don't they have like ball towels? There we go.
Ball towel?
Yeah, they do.
Boom.
But are you not using one with your ball courtier?
That's a real thing.
Courtesan, whatever.
Corset?
Cordwainer.
What are you
Corvette?
saying?
Yes, I have a valet who handles most of my ball toweling.
Do you use?
I'm civilized, is what I'm saying.
Do you use talcum?
No, my friend Kristen Kristen Schulak and I did go through like a gold bond phase together. Mm-hmm. But again, I just had to get off the stuff.
Have you ever had a male friend, a male boyfriend, whatever, that was very talcumed up down there?
No.
Really? I
didn't know people did that.
About a couple years ago, if you've got a huge issue with the ball sweat, then one of the things they talk about is you talc up down there to try to help that out.
So that it makes dough.
Yeah, so then, but that's literally what.
That made me really sad. I wasn't okay with saying it.
Yeah, Alex she's just like, Mike, come on. All right, last one of them. Ashley Graham, I believe that's her name. International model.
You believe that's her name?
I believe. I don't know. Sometimes
it's a really good way to lead into a story, Mike.
Okay, but she's an international supermodel, and they always call her a plus size model. You've seen this woman, right? Okay, we're gonna show her up, and she's a very pretty.
We got a
woman.
lot of checking out women today.
That's mainly all that we do on this show.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we do.
And then I talk about
Do people
hot
comment
dudes with
that
beards.
you look like? But you can talk about me when I leave. It's just awkward now.
Okay.
Do people tell you look like Gwen Stefani a lot, though?
No one's ever told me that.
Interesting.
I've actually never heard Gwen Stefani. One thing
What?
The one I've always heard was
Harley Quinn.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Julia Roberts. I got Demi Lovato a couple weeks ago on the show.
That is more impressive that somebody remembered Demi Lovato, or they were like, I know what Demi Lovato looks like.
Yeah.
And it is applicable.
It looks like the producer of the Mike Sasson Show. Now, you just saw Ashley Graham. Everyone calls her plus size. Now, she came out in a new article and says she doesn't like the term plus size because she sits there and says plus whose size. It indicates that we're different than any other woman. She just wants to be known not even as curvy, but just curved.
But
they want, like, if there's a bunch of women that look like her in a fashion magazine, they just want to say they're just curved women.
Well, everyone's fucking curved. That's a stupid way to put it.
But she's,
why
I guess,
not just
more
not differentiate yourself in any way then?
Well, just
if you have a problem with it.
The one thing that you could do, not to brag, but I worked at Forever 21 at 34.
Not to brag.
Yeah, stuff's going well.
The amount of jealousy in this room is just hopped up by 1,000%.
And I never thought about, because I'm a guy, I just buy, all right, this size pants is this size pants at every store.
Right.
The fact that they had like, all right, here's our clothes from small to large, and if you are anything larger than a large size, you can't even get the same clothes that we make here. It's not like it would just make sense to make them in a larger size and keep them with the same clothes. We have to make a little corral to make you feel like a douche.
They do that with dudes too. You get the
Mike would know.
That's because they don't understand. Like
I have to I have to go to places that are big and tall. And especially on a budget because I'm poverty stricken. There's only like 2 places in the whole. Because if you go to the tall and fat store, like specifically, everything's going to be super expensive. And I'm actually too small for tall and fat now, which is kind of sad. So I have to find like cheap tall and fat clothes at like Kmart. That's my go-to place because they do have like larger sizes and stuff like that. So that's true of all things to where they do put them in one thing. Now I wouldn't call myself I don't even know what they call. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a curved male. Or whatever. I mean, if you just say he's a bigger guy. I mean, can you call a woman a bigger woman? I mean, if she's...
That seems worse.
Well, what can you call her? Or
That's
just
what
say
I'm saying. Just don't.
Don't call her anything. Just say she's a woman. Do you find her attractive? If not, and just go from there.
I keep a cyanide pill in my back tooth.
Okay.
So that if I end up in a situation where a woman is like, hey, would you describe me as curvy or big? Flick that open.
That's a
3
smart
seconds
move.
later... I am out of that because I don't know. That's how it's a smarter way to live life.
One of the biggest mistakes I made early on in my interaction with females. I was 14 years old, and I was in class, and there was this girl in front of me, and we were talking about how big I was, because I was going to play football, and they were like, "So how big are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm 6'1", 260, whatever." And she sits there. And
you were 6'1" and 260 when you were 14.
That would be when I was like maybe 15 years old when I was in
Jesus.
9th grade. Yeah, I was maybe about 6'1", 260. Anyways, so when I was there, she was in front of me. She goes, "How much do you think I weigh?"
Why? Why would you even ask that? Why do people even ask that? If you don't want to hear things that you don't want to hear, then don't ask them.
People love to be angry.
So here was my mistake. I actually guessed what I thought she was. So I sat there and went, 120? And she went, 120?
That's not even a bad number. What?
120? 120? You son of a... Just screaming at me. And I go, well, how much do you weigh? She goes, I weigh 117.
Oh, gosh.
And I was just like, I literally was like, sorry. So from then on, if I think you're 120, I go, 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah. No, I round down. How much do I weigh? I don't know. 4 ounces.
Who the hell even asked that, though? Why are you asking that? I hate when people, that's the same thing when people ask you, like, oh, guess my age. I don't want to fucking guess your age. I'm not going to guess it right. Why don't you just tell me? You're going to tell me anyways. I hate that.
People have to say that to me all the time. They'll sit there and say, how old do you think I am? And I'll do that. I'll be like 22 years old. And they'll be like, I'm actually 63. I understand.
Cool, yeah.
Great.
We know you're old. You look old. You look like shit.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, thank you. But like that's what it's become down to is like, and then people still fall for this where like someone will sit there and they'll be like, well, today's my birthday today. And I'm like, my God, happy 23rd birthday. And they'll always sit there and be like, oh, and I'm just like, I clearly don't think you're fucking 23.
That is the part where I want to know. I just wish I had a van that I could just pull up to restaurants when you do that to oh, it's her birthday. What are you, 23? And she's clearly 71. And she gets all delighted about it where I'm like, no, honestly, tell me, do you think he thinks that? Or is this dementia kicking in? What is this? Because I derive no pleasure from somebody being like, boy, what are you, like 23? No, I'm 34. That doesn't change whether you think I'm 23 or 44.
Well, and then what I get is sometimes someone will come up to me and they'll be like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm 40. She goes, oh, I thought you were like 36. I'm like, what the fuck's the difference between 36 and 40? I mean, it's not like what like if I'm 30, if I'm actually 40, I'm supposed to have like a long gray beard and like a cane and shit. That's how we're gonna end the show. Just with the fact that people just need to be real and just say what you think. You know what? I think you're fat. Or you know what? You're beautiful anyway. I want to have sex with you anyway, or I don't want to have sex with you. Let's get real. And that's why this is why Rob has a show in which shit gets real. Tell them about the show. Tell them what it's going to be, when it's going to be, and all that kind of good stuff.
This show is about positivity. So I'm going to say what Mike said, but I'm going to take it up a notch. Don't just tell people that you might want to have sex with, that you want to have sex with them. Tell everybody you see. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Rob?
Almost crying over here.
Rob? You know what I'm about to say about it. Tell him so we can, have a little meeting in the back. A little post-show meeting. There you go.
Oh, God.
No, the show will be, it's called Damn Near Killed Him. It's a bunch of just insane stories. Some that are actually like life-changing, life-altering. Some that are just weird, like a friend of mine who ended up accidentally at a glory hole in Prague, as you do.
That's what it's like going to, if you go to Prague and you don't go to a glory hole, it's like if you go to Pittsburgh, you don't eat a Permanis. It's just like, you weren't even in Prague if you didn't go to a glory hole.
And honestly, just about the same level of rude service.
And it's open 24 hours, and there's an old lady back there who gets way too much credit for never getting fired.
Yeah, but she's good at what she does.
There we go.
All right. No, the show will be, it's just interviews and certainly me dicking around just like this while real people try to tell their stories.
Damn Near Killed Him.
Damn Near Killed Him.
When does it air?
It airs on River's Edge on Thursday mornings at 9 o'clock, and then the next day it'll be posted on iTunes. But right now there are 3 episodes up, including mental patient, weed dealer, and a guy who without a colon.
There you go. That's Rob Speer. My name is Mike Sasson. That's Alex Clemens. Guess what? Tomorrow is Tuesday. You can actually listen to the show at www.riversedgepgh.com, or you can watch it again on Facebook Live. We're going to post it again. Then we're going to post it on YouTube. Then we're going to put it on iTunes, Google Play, HuffPo. We're going to put it on all sorts of just websites that I haven't even heard of. Brazzers, Pornhub. It's going to be on most gay porn sites in Canada. It's going to be a very interesting way to do it. That's what happens when we do the show late at night. I thank again to Rob Speer. Thank again to Alex, the greatest producer in the history of internet radio. My name's Mike Sasson. Listen to all the great music at www.riversedgepgh.com. My name's Mike Sasson. See you later. Bye.